I'm Jessica Maury, joined by former Oklahoma State wide receiver turned actor, Anthony Hill. Anthony, thank you so much for joining me. Tell everybody what you've been up to lately.
Lately, I have been, luckily, pretty busy. Um, um, Most recently, Watchmen on HBO. Did a little part on that. And I've been on Always Sunny in Philadelphia and How to Get Away with Murder and NCIS, Rizzoli and Isles, stuff like that.
And you played football at Oklahoma State from 2008 to 2010. How did your time playing for the Cowboys help prepare you to be an actor?
In a few ways, actually. But the one thing that I take away from it that I use now in my career is the overall just consistency. Consistency is the main thing that I got a strong foundation for while I was on the field at OSU, and that I take away now to the set. And consistency in the form of off-season workouts and in the weight room and practices, you name it, scrimmages. The consistency is the thing that the coaches were looking for, and that the program was looking for, and that's what earned you your minutes on Saturdays. And so now consistency is with auditions and the different people that I meet, like producers and casting directors and writers and you name it. If they can find some consistency in your work, then that's when they find the trust, and that's how you build the relationships. It's one thing to go in for one audition and do well, but to come back for a different role, different project, and bring that same level of I guess work is when they realize they can trust you, put you on the set, just like a coach can trust you, put you on the field. So consistency is the main thing that I built a nice foundation on at OSU.
Has there been a time recently where something happened in the acting world that you kind of reminded you of something that happened at Oklahoma State, or maybe helped you, while you were on set or anything like that?
Yes. I recall, like, I always do little like recalls to OSU in the playing days because I had a lot of challenges, while I was there, like any athlete would. But recently, on the set of Grey's Anatomy, my first day, and I was a little nervous, and I had a big monologue to do, and I couldn't focus. I don't know why. My focus was just not there, and so I was struggling with the lines and memorizing and remembering, and I was kind of, not freaking out, but I had a little bit of a moment, and I just thought back to being at Boone Pickens Stadium in front of 60,000 people, live on ESPN, and I think it was a punt return was my first play ever, and I was like terrified. But that type of pressure from that game in particular is way beyond what I was dealing with on set. So I just remembered that, and I was like, you know what? I can handle this. I can say a few lines to this actor and get through it. And it really, that memory literally helped me kind of regain my composure and get back on track.
That's awesome. And now you've been acting with some big time actors, on Grey's, on other shows. You've been working with great people like Shonda Rhimes. But when you were at Oklahoma State from 2008 to 2010, you played with some unbelievable athletes here. You played with guys like Dez Bryant, Justin Blackman, Brandon Weeden, Zach Robinson. What was it like getting to play with those guys?
Dream clinic every single day. You go out there and you would see Dez, you'd see him make catches that human beings can't make, you know what I mean? And they would be routine, clinic, every day, and Justin too. And just the arm on Weeden and Zach, it was just like, I don't know, every single day it was like impressive from a talent standpoint, and it made you feel like you didn't have any, and yeah, but also their work ethic was their leadership. From that standpoint, there was no reason to question why they performed so well on Saturdays and why they got to the next level. and succeeded there too. You know, they were the real deal.
And you mentioned the arm on Brandon Weeden. Did I hear that maybe a couple fingers were casualties on a couple catches from him?
I broke 2 fingers. I fractured my pinky on my left hand and my ring finger on my right hand playing with him because he used to be third string. We were third stringers together, and for a while there, and he was always my quarterback. So a lot of casualties on the hand here from those days. But yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Do you have any, memories from your time with Dez or with any of those guys?
Yeah, plenty of memories, I'll keep it PG for everybody. But the thing that stands out for me is when I first got to campus, first year and a half or so, I didn't have a car. So I was walking everywhere every day. And I would walk to practice and theater rehearsals and class. And it was fine because I love walking and the campus is amazing. So it wasn't a big of a deal. But I remember specifically walking home one day. I had bags and like books and all kinds of stuff weighing me down in the summer, and it was hot. And Dez drove by and stopped his car and backed up to me and rolled the window down. And he was like, "Hey, Hill, get in, man." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You don't need to be walking anywhere, man. If you ever need a ride anywhere, let me know. Anytime, let me know." And I'll never forget that because he was the face of the program, big superstar on campus, and I'm this new walk-on, and he didn't really fulfill any stereotypes for what he should have been. He was a really good dude, and I realized that was my first off-field experience with Dez Bryant. And amazing, really good dude.
That is such a great story. And did you always want to be an actor? Did you know when you got to Oklahoma State that, hey, this is what you were going to do? You were going to become an actor after graduation?
100%. I that was always the goal and the aim. And when I transferred in, I was on a theater scholarship. So I was a theater major at first before I switched things up a little bit and became a theater minor. But yeah, that was always what I was hoping for. And I was in plays throughout seasons, so I did both and went back and forth from the theater to the stadium a lot. But yeah, that was always the main thing. I loved both things. Don't get me wrong, but that was the thing that I saw myself doing after school.
And what was your favorite memory? I know that's a tough question. I'm sure you have tons of great memories with Cowboy football, but one that just sticks out to you.
There are a lot, you're right. But the one that sticks out the most is off field, actually. And it was in a meeting room, a team meeting. Whole team was there, and it was like, I want to say the first semester that I had started playing. And Coach Gundy's at the front of the room, and he holds up an O'Colly newspaper, and he goes, "Where's Anthony Hill?" And I was like, "Oh man!" I was a walk-on in the very back row, up against the wall, in the dark, and I was just worried. I didn't know what he was going to say. I remember being like, "Oh man!" And he was like, "Anthony Hill has a play this weekend," and he encouraged everybody to go to it. And our people were laughing a little bit. People were like, "What? Why is a football player in a play?" Like, it didn't really compute with a lot of people. And he was like, Coach Gundy goes, "You guys are laughing now, but this guy's going to be on HBO one day, and you won't be laughing for long." And I will never forget it because he didn't need to stand up for me like that. Some new walk-on guy in the back row, and it just made me realize, I'm welcome here, and I could be myself here, and it was just a really cool, classy thing for Coach to do. So. Yeah.
And Coach Gundy clearly predicted the future there because you have been on HBO.
Crazy, right? It's unbelievable. Yeah, he's a psychic or something. I don't know what's going on.
What's it like getting to represent Oklahoma State, in the acting world?
It's really great, actually. because if I'm ever like wearing gear or a hat or a shirt or something, um, AD or a PA, production assistant director, will often come up to me and be like, "OSU, go Pokes! We got a Cowboy over here," or whatever. And it's just the respect for the football program is huge. And so it's easy to talk about, and it's fun when people bring it up. And everybody always asks who I know and what Blackman is like and what Coach Gundy is like, and it's just so fun to talk about. It's really cool to represent. And I'm proud, you know.
And just how did Cowboy football and just your time at Oklahoma State, I mean, really just shape you into not just the actor, but the person you are today?
Well, I mean, it helped me because I realized the work ethic does pay off. If you really do push yourself and you really grind and you really focus and you really are consistent, like I said, you can make it happen. I ended up, I think I ended up playing in like 7 or 8 games in my senior season and worked for every minute, you know, and it just helped me realize your dreams are valid, and that translates to anything. So coming out here, having that same mindset and having a lot of the same results has just been a testament to some things that I learned there and some experiences that I went through there.
Thank you so much for joining us, Anthony. Now, where can Oklahoma State fans catch you? What shows will you be on? Can they watch you in any shows on Netflix or Hulu?
Yeah, Netflix and Hulu, both. There's plenty of stuff on there if you go through the list of things I've been lucky enough to be on. But most recently, Grey's Anatomy. That's the thing. So Thursday nights on ABC, prime time. And the season just ended, though. So next season, hopefully, after all of this global issue is hopefully resolved in September, it'll be coming back on. So be looking for me on Grey's Anatomy.
Awesome. Congratulations on your success, and we wish you so much more success. Thank you for joining us, Anthony.
Thank you for having me. Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.